This is Voices of the City, your local, statewide, and national information hub for all things that impact you. And in today's episode, we're sitting down with our very own Dr. CB, which we call Dr. Catalina Cali in Augusta, Georgia, of the Earth Bar. So we're going to start off with just first getting to know who Dr. Catalina Cali is. A lot of people may know you. I know you're getting a little buzz in the city for all the good things you're doing with holistic health. But we want to know who you are. Tell us a little bit about you.
A little bit about me. I have a passion for holistic health.
Mm-hmm.
I attended Augusta University and studied biology, and I got my bachelor's in health sociology. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I started off working in the chemistry lab, but then my uncle got sick. And I remember going to his house. He had a stroke from diabetes and reading over his medications. He had nothing for stroke recovery, nothing for diabetes. He had a medication for drooling. And when I read the side effects, I said, I'd rather just go over and wipe his mouth. So I'm very passionate, but that became my passion. So Dr. Catalina Cali is somebody that's just passionate. She's an advocate.
Mm-hmm.
She's fun. She's cool. I'm kind of really, really quiet. Unless I know you, then I'm really talkative. But yeah. I would say I'm just a passionate person, and I'm just on earth to fulfill my will, whatever God has for me.
You know, that kind of touched me in a bit because, you know, real time, my husband is going through losing his aunt to cancer. And had we known, you know, she kind of hid it from us. And had she known what we known, we would have definitely recommended her to you. You know, we shop with you all the time at the Earth Bar. And just in case anybody is unfamiliar, Dr. Catalina Cali is the owner of the Earth Bar right here in Augusta, Georgia. We'll talk about that. But we really would have honed in with just coming to you for holistic approaches to what cancer is doing to her. And it's sad to say, but I definitely resonate with sometimes the passion comes from a firsthand experience.
Right.
Yeah. So you talk about a little bit about attending Augusta University and majoring in biology. What was that like, you know, as a young person, you know, and a woman of color, because that can be intimidating.
Tough. It was really, really tough. And then just being in the workforce, that was really, really tough. Just being around different people, being a woman, being an African-American woman. It's like they don't take you seriously, even when... So I said, I can't wait till I get me a big billboard right outside my old job.
I know that's right, girl. That's right. Pop it. Put it in their face. Because right. I think that's where, I didn't meet you there, but I think that's where I started to see you more because I was a biology major at AU as well. And girl, my first semester was hard. I failed pretty much everything, you know, coming from a HBCU to a PWI. It was a culture shock.
Really?
You know, because you talk about sometimes they don't take you serious, and that's real, you know, and that goes in a lot of other professions as well. You know, they see a woman and then you add on being an African-American woman. It's like, I talked about this in another podcast, but you know, it's like you're fighting the odds. You're going against everybody. Another Black woman, another woman, you know, men. So it's really tough.
I love it.
Yeah.
Tell me I can't do something and I'm going to do it times 10. So when I started my business, I was just like, okay, because they were kind of laughing over the phone, like, oh, we got turmeric at home in the cabinet. Like, okay,
right,
just don't worry. But I'm just so happy for that push. So it pushed me to get out there and just start my own business. So I was very excited about that, and there was no going back, no turning back from there. So
I think owning your own business, especially with the trajectory of the world changing, is probably the best thing to do.
Yes.
What you think? I mean, because having an education, it's like, yeah, I'm over here with letters behind my name, but what does that mean?
Right.
You know, what can that really do for me?
Right.
You know? Okay, so let's talk about what holistic health is. What is that?
To me, holistic health is it's spiritual, it's mental, and it's physical. It's all those things combined.
Okay.
You want to be in the right mental space because I know we deal with a lot mentally. You want to be in the right physical health, and you want to, you know, come out of the tradition of pharmaceutical medicine and start exploring plants.
Okay.
Because, you know, what did individuals have a long time ago to eat before, to take before pharmaceuticals were available? What were they eating? They were eating the plants. what water were they drinking? They weren't drinking, hate to say this, and I'm gonna get a lot of slack. They weren't drinking the alkaline water. They didn't have a machine where they ran the water through it. They were drinking the natural water from the wells.
From the well.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So the main difference from holistic health and I guess traditional medicine would be plant-based, would you say?
It would be plant-based and it would be overall wellness of the individual.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it means.
Yeah. Okay. And I love that you definitely honed in on mental.
Right.
If you're not in the correct mental space, that definitely affects you physically, I would assume, right?
Physically, yes. The stress is the main killer of anything. You can die faster from stress than anything else.
Wow.
Because when a doctor tells you have like high blood pressure, what's the first thing you do? You're gonna panic. You're gonna stress. I have high blood pressure. It can cause a stroke. It can cause this. So stress is the main number one killer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so we know what holistic health is. I hope that helps the city. You know, we don't talk about it. You know, I think people are just so. When I get sick, I go to the doctor. But now that's really not the case. Sometimes I go see Dr. Catalina Cali over at the Earth Bar.
Yeah.
In real life, guys, I sent my sister to Dr. Catalina Cali, maybe 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. She was coming out with something and we had a long weekend. And as soon as she took 2 hours, she was up on the dance floor.
Really?
Really? Okay. She said, you know, maybe that next day she had to start over. She got it in her system. She wasn't feeling the best, but she said within a couple of days, she was.
Right. Yeah. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
With the pharmaceuticals, I think it's like us coming out of tradition because that's what we've been taught. You know, that's what our parents have been taught. So it's like coming out of tradition and kind of waking up. So COVID kind of woke a lot of people up. Like, so you mean to tell me, they started paying attention. You mean to tell me if I take this medicine, it's going to damage my liver later on and it's going to damage my lungs and cause other problems later on. So we're coming out of tradition.
Coming out of tradition. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I want to talk about next. So let's talk about some myths and some facts when it comes to holistic wellness, okay? So I'm just going to say a statement, and I just want you to say myth or fact, and I want you to kind of hone in on why. Explain kind of why, okay?
Okay.
So the first one, let's talk about holistic health means rejecting modern medicine.
Now, this is just my opinion.
Let's start with that. That's a disclaimer.
Disclaimer. This is just my opinion. I would say facts. Like, even going with the scripture, God says, if you're lukewarm, I'll spew you out. So you can't be 1 foot in over here and 1 foot in over there. If
you lukewarm, I spew you out.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you got to be all in.
So if you're going to have traditional medicine, there's no need for holistic health, right?
Right. It's because it's going to be a cycle. So you're going to get well from the holistic medicine, but then you're still putting the poison in your body. Your body's going to be like, oh,
I'm confused.
What is going on?
Okay. So we heard that. So she said that to her, that's a fact. Right? That's a fact. Okay, next. You need to be rich to live a holistic lifestyle.
We got a middle button. What's in the middle? Because, I mean, holistic health, I mean, it costs. But you know what? It costs even, I hate to say this, but I have to be direct. It costs even more to die. Like it costs a lot to be sick, but it costs even more to have a funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So holistic health, if you know, you got to sacrifice. We love to look good on the inside, but you can't look good on the inside and your outside is, yeah.
So let me ask you this then. Are there insurances that cover holistic health?
No.
Oh.
Because it contradicts. So, it you know, we would be cutting into big pharma's money.
It's all about money, right?
It's all about money. It's a sick
and politics.
Yeah, it's a sick model. It's not a healthcare model. But at Earth Bar, we do have options to make it affordable. So we have $5 powder formulas, $5 teas. So, I mean, we can get as customized as possible, but we can also work with your budget.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And she's always having specials going on. I think I saw you advertise last week. There were like $25 capsules going on. So shop when you know, it's in budget, you know?
And we also take HSA. So if you have a health savings account, we take that as well. And we also take EBT. So we got a little bit of something for everybody. Yes.
I love that.
Yes, thank you.
I love that you're making it so equitable. Yeah. That's the right word. Everybody can get to it. Perfect. Okay, so next, let's see. Drinking detox teas will cleanse your body. I need to know the answer to this one because I'm good for a detox tea.
That is a fact.
Okay.
Drinking a detox tea will clean your body. We have teas that'll clean your kidneys, your liver, your lungs, your blood, whatever you need. We can detox you.
Yeah.
Your water too. So that's why the spring water is important because your water in itself is supposed to be a detox.
Okay.
So drink you some spring water, add a little lime and lemon in the morning. If you have some ginger, sprinkle a little ginger as soon as you wake up, 7 a.m. And that's a detox in itself.
Detox. Okay, so we heard that's the fact, guys. Okay, so that detox tea that you guys have been drinking is working. Last one, and we're gonna move on. Mental health and physical health aren't connected.
It's a myth.
It's a myth.
It's a myth.
Yeah, because we kind of bust this one earlier on accident, actually, but it definitely goes together.
Yes, everything goes together. Just like everything in your body is connected. That's why I say it's important to just detox everything because it's all connected.
Yeah. What do you have at the Earth Bar for mental? You took one this morning?
The brain health capsules. So it helps with memory, focus, concentration, Alzheimer's, dementia, relaxation. So I took one for the interview just to kind of get me focused.
Let me ask you a question. My son suffers from ADD, and he's currently on medication. I guess you would say Adderall, right? I was totally against it because I did not want him on medication. And I just knew there were going to be several side effects.
Okay.
So do you offer things for children?
Yes.
Okay.
So how old did you?
He's 11.
He's 11. Can he take capsules?
Yeah, he takes them.
So the brain health would work perfect.
It would work for him.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
But diet is also important too. So he would have to stay away from cereal and different things like that have a long shelf life because it's meant to cause like ADD and ADHD in kids.
Oh, I saw something about that with the Doritos or something. It was a lot of stuff on that list. Yeah. Okay. Well, those were our myths and our facts. So she kind of cleared up some very controversial myths about what holistic wellness really truly is. We're going to keep it moving. So this is all about advocating for our community, right? Making sure that they're connected to the right resources and to not even just help them, build businesses, but live everyday life. So what do we need to know about holistic health?
I would say we need to know that it's important to clean our colon. Why do they make us wait until we're like 40 years old to get a colonoscopy when we've been consuming things since birth that are unhealthy for us, even starting with the formula? So we need to clean our colon. That's number one. If we're bloated, tired, craving sugar, if we're pre-diabetic or diabetic, we must clean our colon. How often should we clean our colon? To clean our colon, pick at least 3 to 7 days out of the month where you dedicate to cleaning out. So that's number one. Number two, like I said, is the right water. So consume spring water. And everybody's body is different. That's number three. That's important because like I can make general formulas, but we can customize formulas specifically for your body. Nobody's the same. So it's important that we all find out what diet works for us. We clean our colon and we drink the right water.
Yeah, that's really good. So we need to clean our colon.
Right.
Have the right diet, drink the right water. Okay. Yeah, we going there. So some wellness hacks for everyday life. Let's get some of those. So let's just say someone listening right now, tired, stressed, eating like trash. What's one small but powerful change they can make today if they could not come to the Earth Bar and grab a couple caps?
The water. So if we have like some water around the house with lemon and lime, drink that. If you have some cayenne pepper in your cabinet, turmeric, cinnamon, mix those together and take those with the water. That's a natural antibiotic in itself. Just things around the cabinet. You have things in the cabinet, like you have some Italian seasoning, you can put that in to make it into a tea. Those herbs in that blend are very, very powerful. So it's things that we have in our own cabinet right now that we don't know could do a lot for our body.
That's really good stuff. So I want you to encourage our listeners to just pick or try one tip for this week to tag us in, okay? I do want them to be able to try this tip. And when you're trying this tip, please post it, tagging, what do you want them to tag for you?
Hashtag Earth Bar.
Okay, hashtag Earth Bar. And we're going to want you to hashtag Voices of the City podcast, okay? And when you try that tip, let us know what what happens, right? So what's that tip we're going to try?
That tip, I would say just take 10 minutes just to sit still.
Sit still.
10 minutes to sit still and reflect over your health, reflect over, how your body's feeling. Just reflect about everything. I would say just reflection, sitting still and just kind of getting yourself in the right mindset, to even trying it. If you haven't tried it before, just sit still, listen to your body, think about the medications you're on, think about your energy level, think about what you want to improve in your life. And so if you improve your overall health mentally, physically, and spiritually, just 10 minutes of stillness.
10 minutes of stillness. When you finish your 10 minutes of stillness, tag us, hashtag EarthBar, hashtag Voices of the City podcast. We want to hear your voices. We want to connect. We want to make sure you're living the best life that you can possibly live. We say it all the time, we live in our best life, but are we really? No. Because if you're not a part of the holistic health trend thing that's happening now, that's transforming our lives, then you definitely are not living your best life.
Right.
Yeah. Let's play another game.
Okay.
What should you know about holistic health? This is Fix My Health. It's like a rapid fire question and answer type of thing.
Yeah, I like that.
So the first thing you think about. Okay. Best way to get more energy without caffeine.
Sea moss.
Ooh. I didn't know that. Yeah. And I stopped taking it.
Really? Sea moss.
Because you remember I was getting the capsules.
Okay.
I had all kinds of stuff coming from you. But I stopped. Okay, so I'm going to get back on that. Okay. Next one. Are vitamins really necessary or just a scam?
Scam.
Oh. Why?
Because when we go to the store and we buy the calcium, the magnesium, it's extracted from the herbs. So what you want to do is you want to take plants that are high in those calcium and magnesium and different things like that. So you want to actually get your minerals and vitamins from the plant.
Okay. All right. What's the worst healthy, quote unquote, food people eat?
The worst healthy food people. So this is a trick question.
Okay.
Because at my shop, we do like a bioresonance test. And I see all the time where people are consuming things that are deemed healthy for us, but it may not be healthy for the individual. Me, for example, I can't have blueberries, blackberries, onions, beetroots, things that are deemed healthy, but they're not healthy for my body. They cause inflammation.
Okay, so tell us about this test. Say it again.
It's a bioresonance test.
Okay, bioresonance test. What does this do?
So this test lets us know what foods you can't have, what ingredients, preservatives you can't have. It also tells me about your gut health, your digestive health, your hormone balance health, any nutritional imbalances your body has, if you've been exposed to any metals. So it's a complete, comprehensive report for your body. So, yes.
So is this similar to an allergy test?
It's similar.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because this will basically tell you your food allergies, right? So things that are not going to be cohesive. Okay. That makes sense. All right. So how can I clear my skin naturally?
Burdock root.
Burdock root. How do you use it?
You would make it into a tea. If you have the roots, you would boil like a teaspoon in 8-ounce water and drink it as a tea. Or you can take it in the powder form, or I can make you cows.
What about chlorophyll? Have you heard about chlorophyll?
I have.
I've been using chlorophyll for a minute now. That's good for you?
Yeah, that's good for skin as well, too. It's a heavy metal detox as well.
So tell our listeners to send in their health questions for a future episode. I want you to direct that to you, but this time I want them to hashtag those directly to EarthBar.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have any special questions for Dr. Catalina Cali, make sure you extend those questions to her, or you can stop by the EarthBar to go and see her. I'm pretty sure she takes appointments, walk-ins, right?
Yes.
Yep. And we're going to go ahead and tell the people where they can come and see you at.
They can come and see me at 514 Chartham Drive in Martinez, Georgia. So we're open Monday through Saturday from noon to 6 p.m.
Okay. From noon to 6 p.m. So let's talk about the truth about healthcare systems, what they don't really want us to know. We're not going to dig too deep into the politics of it because it is, but we do want us to be aware of some of the things that are being, I guess I can say, mishandled in the healthcare world. And let me just give you an example so you kind of get where I'm going with this. For instance, like I said, my husband is dealing with losing his aunt to cancer. Apparently she's had breast cancer before, so we were thinking that she was having mammograms every 3 months, like they should recommend.
Right.
However, upon her daughter-in-law going into her My Chart, she had no record of these mammograms. There were no results of anything. Mind you, they said the cancer came back in February. It's now April 4th. She's at a place where she's declined tremendously, almost where most of her organs are failing. So what does that tell us about trusting the healthcare system?
It tells you not to trust the healthcare system because it's a sick model.
Yeah.
I never understood that either. Like, so you mean to tell me you've been going to the doctor and they haven't seen anything, and all of a sudden, boom, you just go one day and it's full blown. That I don't believe.
And that's not possible, right? I mean,
I wouldn't think that's possible. Like, how do you not see any of it?
It came back in February and now it's April 4th, and she, melistatized it, how you say it, where it's like spread throughout the whole entire body.
Yeah.
Does it work that fast?
I don't think so. I think it has to be some signs, especially I have a lot of people that might go to the doctor and say, something is wrong with me. Something is wrong with me. And the doctor is like, no, nothing is wrong. Like, they're not listening, and they work for you. So if you tell them something is wrong, it's their job to figure out what is going on with you, because your body talks to you all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's some money.
Please reiterate that the doctors work for you. So tell them what you want to happen. If you want them to run that MRI, tell them that's what you want them to do.
Right.
So, okay.
Or get a new doctor. If you don't feel like your doctor's listening, get a new doctor.
That's right. All right. So let's see. Did you know? Now, these are probably going to be some shockers, right?
Okay.
So did you know that the U.S. spends more money on healthcare than any other country, but has some of the worst health outcomes?
Yes.
You did know that? Or that some medicines are designed to treat you, not to cure you.
Yes.
Because that's a money scandal, right? I don't want to cure you completely because I want you to keep needing the what?
The medicine. The medication,
yeah.
Big Pharma cuts a lot of checks.
Okay, so I really want us to talk to the youth now.
Okay.
Because I don't think we've actually targeted them. This is where it's going to start.
Okay.
So I want you to make it personal to young listeners. Give them some advice on how they can be more holistically aware.
I would say, from just talking to a lot of youth, the youth are more on the holistic than we think they are. They're a little bit more awake than we think they are. Okay. So the youth are like, make this make sense. They kind of know a lot of things aren't making sense. And I see it all the time where a lot of people are bringing their grandparents in, or their mom and their dad in, and they're going to the doctor with their moms and dad, and they're asking the questions. So I would just encourage them to, just take your health seriously. Don't wait until, you get into your 30s and you start noticing your knees aren't the same as they were, when you were younger. But take your health seriously, exercise, get in the kitchen more, grocery shop more. Just start eating right and taking care of your body. Because if you take care of your body will take care of you.
Yeah. What about over medication?
Medications.
Over medication. It's some people that I'm not feeling a way, I don't need it, but I'm going to take it type of thing.
Listen to your body. I would say listen to your body. It's something natural for everything. And if you ever need me, I'm one visit or call away. So I would say, just give me a call. It's something out there. It's a herb out there for everything.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to expose the system a little bit. We talked about why the healthcare system is not always for us. So just kind of tell me, if you think it's a truth or a trick, okay? So do we really need annual checkups, or is it just a money grab?
I would say that's the truth.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Because that's just like you just mentioned, like being in touch with your body, and those annual checkups just kind of make sure that, throughout whatever course of time, you maintain it. Okay.
Right.
Are prescription medications actually solving health problems or just keeping people dependent?
It's the trick. It's keeping people dependent. Your body's dependent on it. I see a lot of customers, when they try to start to get off the medications, they'll develop headaches and their bodies become dependent on it. So that's a trick.
And that's one of the main reasons I shied away from anxiety medication. I don't want any of that. I mean, I see the real life effects of it, and you become super dependent. Like you almost like you strung out, but you're functional.
Right.
You know, and then I'm looking at people like sideways because I'm like, that's not normal. You know, if you're treating an issue, I feel like there shouldn't be impactful side effects to it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is organic food. Organic food. We see that label a lot. Really healthier, or is it just marketing?
I think I think it's a trick unless you know, like I think they said all organic foods start with the number 9. But now we see where Bill Gates is like trying to make the GMO seeds. We see our fruit just like watermelon, just like bending in half. Like the fruit isn't safe anymore. We're not growing our own foods, then we don't know what we're eating. But then again, now they're tampering with the seeds. So I say detox and pray.
Detox and pray, because organic. I mean, and I look at some stuff and I'm like, this can't be organic. And you put it in the refrigerator and it's gone within 2 days. So you're like, yeah, that definitely wasn't. That wasn't organic. So we're gonna have to take control,
right?
And we're going to have to protect our own health. So I want you to share some practical ways that we, as a culture, we as a community, that we can actually just take control of our health.
Well, this ties into the previous question. So, I attend a local market on Thursdays. I'm a vendor there.
Okay.
And get with your locally grown farmers. Yeah. So I know you see different farmers like on the corner selling different things. So stop shopping at these major corporations, or the food isn't safe, and start shopping locally. So yesterday I just bought some locally grown strawberries. So shop with your locally grown farmers. Come and see me at the Earth Bar for your natural herbs. Drink the right water. Get the water from the well. I think it's on Riceboro Road.
It is.
So that's what I would say.
Okay. Do you know of any? Well, the Saturday market, do they normally have like fresh fruits and vegetables?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's something that's happening right now. I think it's going to be going on until maybe fall.
And Thursdays, from 4 to 7 p.m., the hub. So that's where the market, the farmers will be at that market, 4 to 7 p.m. So yeah,
on Thursday at the hub.
At the hub, 631 Chafee Avenue.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So one thing we want our listeners to take away from today, what would it be?
I would say just to start, paying attention and listening to your body, thinking about your health. Like, how does your body feel? Like, are you tired of being on prescription medications? Do you want to just feel alive again? Do you want to see these miracle transformations in your health? Do you want to kind of don't overthink it? I have a lot of people that overthink it. They're scared to take the capsules. They're scared to consume the plants. And I'm like, we should be more afraid of McDonald's.
Yeah.
We should be more afraid of McDonald's. So just start questioning why when I take this one medication, something else it'll affect something else. Start asking questions. Why are you on 7 things? If prescription medications work, why do you need a refill?
Yeah. That's all important. And I love having you on today. Because it's an educational piece too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's transforming our lifestyles, but we can't start if we don't know about it and if we're ignorant to it. And I think, that's the biggest start. Like we always like to say, just get information and connect the right people to the right thing.
Right.
And I think we'll see a definite change.
Right. And I want to say health it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're constantly growing and learning in health. It's things I don't know it all. I'm still learning myself. And I tell everybody just to start from where you're at. Just start making those small changes, get those small health goals, and eventually we'll reach those large health goals.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a right now change, instant change. Just start with small things.
Yeah.
Maybe this week you're going to walk more.
Yeah.
Maybe this week you're going to get the right water. Maybe next week you'll try, this and that. So it's small steps, guys, and don't feel overwhelmed when it comes to this thing, because you have people like Dr. Catalina Cali, who is an advocate for holistic wellness. And anytime you are feeling overwhelmed, go see my girl, right? Go see her. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure she has something for you. So I know today has been a quick, good one, but we got some really good information out. I just want to know that I want you guys to know that we want to hear from you. Okay. We want you to tell us one thing that you have learned from Dr. Catalina Cali about holistic health. We want you to make sure that when you tell us, you tag hashtag EarthBar and hashtag Voices of the City podcast. We love y'all. We are here for y'all. We want to share your voices. Make sure you're engaging. And again, this is Dr. Catalina Cali, and I'm your host, Ty Williams. We will see y'all in the next episode.